Hello, this is Simming Nate. I am here with my second video, which is going to be a deep dive into this woman, Colette Hendrickson. She is the oldest Sim in my game. She's the matriarch. She's been around for a very long time. She was probably born in human time in the year 2019. So that is a long time ago. Um, I really hope that I am able to remove the background noise when I edit this video because my computer is really suffering, really wheezing. The fan is going crazy. It sounds like it's going to explode, and I hope that I can silence that because it is not a pleasant noise. So this is where Colette and her family live. It's a very nice mid-century modern house. First people to live there were Colette's mother, father, and older brother Aldous, older half-brother. There were a lot of half-siblings in the Schneider family. In fact, here's two of them now. Colette's daughter Maggie, love her, and her half-brother on her father's side, Luke. These two will soon be moving in together. So I wanted to start by taking you on a tour of the house. Let's start downstairs. So, Colette's mother was Evelita Hendrickson, who was a writer, and she had very good taste. As you can see, the house has actually not been changed at all since she moved in. And it could be done, it could do with an update actually, but it is lovely. It's very nice, very warm. It's great for parties. Coffee table, television, there's lots of great space. The big dining table. This is Colette's long-time partner, Micah Berkeley. He's also the father of Maggie, who we saw outside, and Luke as well. That's another story for a different time. And here is Orson, who is their younger son, who is really cute. I just noticed that actually Colette has no relationship with Luke, which, you know, I don't buy that. Let's give him something. Let's take him up to 35. Sometimes you just got to do stuff like that. I'm very happy to. They also have the kitchen here. They have a little seating area. In here is a bathroom. It's not interesting. Out here is the garden and the little pool. This is where Maggie and Wilmouse had their joint birthday party. If anyone remembers that. If anyone's a big enough fan to remember something like that. So let's travel upstairs, and we will find Colette up there. So the stairs come up here. There's a little studio space, little desk and a computer. Hallway. Oh, up here there's there's a picture of Bobby, Colette's granddaughter. And who painted this picture? Because I know someone will have done it. Or it may be after I accidentally purged too much and it was actually, yeah, I think pretty sure Evelita, Colette's mum, did this, but then I was playing around with MCC, and I purged ghosts, and I didn't realise that just cleared all deceased Sims from the game's memory, and so even in her family tree, it doesn't even say who her parents are. It's quite sad. But I don't consider the in-game family tree to be canon because it doesn't freaking work. It never worked. Before I ever messed it up by myself, it didn't work. This is the incredible, absolutely amazing, nostalgic family photo wall, which I'm considering moving downstairs because I think that would just be nicer. It's just got everybody. And if you don't already know who all of these Sims are through my videos and looking on my Twitter at SimmingNate. You will probably figure out who they are and you will find out their stories, and I will tell you how they're all related and linked, and it's going to be a great time. Colette's bedroom is in there, but we'll visit that last because that's when we'll go and start chatting with her. In here is there's a playroom. It's where they have put object babies, but there's a microphone, an exercise machine, and a guitar. Because Micah is a stand-up comedian and Colette is a singer. In here is Maggie's room, although she won't be in here for much longer. But it's very colourful. This has also been Evelyn's room. This has been Colette's bedroom. Who else has lived in here? I'm not sure, can't remember. Some pictures of Maggie with her friends and her boyfriend. In here is Orson's bedroom. The light's off. He's downstairs. It's quite dark. It's teenage boy bedroom is what it is. Picture of him and his sister. Lovely. Bit of graffiti. Some messy clothes. What more could you expect? And we come back down the hallway. Bathroom on the left. Beautiful view. We can actually see some family members' homes outside the window. So this house here behind this tree, that is where Evelyn, Sunny and Lexi live. This house here, Wisteria Mansion, is where Allegra lived with her triplets, but now her son Jamie lives there with his wife Cora, their twins, and Jamie's illegitimate teenage son Sage. So let's go in here to Colette's bedroom and let's meet the woman herself. Of course, she's actually not in the room, she's out on the balcony. So you have a little dressing area. Obviously, the area you will change is directly in front of the huge window because nobody has any shame in this game. Bed, tables, a bit of art, out onto the balcony, cacti, plant, beautiful view again, chess table, and the woman of the hour, Colette Hendrickson. As colourful as ever. I think she really does look the best as an elder, I have to say. I don't know what it is, it just really becomes her. So, Colette Hendrickson, tell us your secrets. Let's have a look at her traits. She is erratic, that's true. She is a slob. She's gotten over that a little in her older years. She's gregarious, absolutely true. She's good. She sure is. And she's always welcome. I believe that to be true as well, because she is the matriarch. Everyone loves her, everyone sees her as a font of wisdom. People love her. Her aspiration is to be a world-famous celebrity. You see, that's the problem when you're like a player like I am, who focuses on the story you imagine. You kind of forget the traits that you gave them at the beginning, and they perhaps are no longer relevant as the Sims character progresses and grows. I would say this is absolutely no longer her aspiration. She is a performer by trade. Oh, well, actually, she's retired now. She was a performer for a long time. In my mind, she was doing sort of cabaret shows, singing at restaurants and events. I feel like that was the kind of thing she'd be doing. She never really reached peak fame. But, you know, she had a nice career doing what she loved. She enjoyed that independence after her marriage. Right, so let's take her into Kaz. And let me show you some of her outfits and tell you a bit more about her. So her parents were Evelita Hendrickson and Jimmy Hendrickson. Evelita was originally Evelita Schneider, but she changed her name to her husband Jimmy's name. And that is how the Hendrickson offshoot of the Schneider family tree came to be. She has a half-brother. Had a half-brother. He is unfortunately dead now. He was great. He was called Aldous. And he was a great older brother to her. She was also incredibly close to her cousin Joshua, who was Allegra's brother. Allegra and Joshua are both adopted by Colette's mum, Evelita's brother, and his husband. Zeke and Jamari. So Colette has always had a really strong sense of style. She's loved bright colours for her whole life. She was a bit of a grungy teenager, actually, but she did like colours. And then she met Ennio Adair, who was a very famous social media influencer. And I really picked that career for him because I have a personal vendetta against social media influencers, and he was a character who I was planning to be incredibly unlikable, but to be a major plot point for Colette. She's having a little stretch. I love this look on her. I think it's so good for her. Oh god, the way that the elders stand is just, oh dear, just awful, just so unflattering. But I think this shirt looks great on her. As the Sims get older, I like to kind of put them into a second stage of elderhood, and so she's lost some weight. I tried to sort of play with her hair and her face, but it doesn't look right. And she would never dress like a traditional granny anyway, so I think she will be dressing well and colourfully until the very end with her beautiful nails and her tapered trousers and her bright fuchsia and statement jewels. I mean, that's just her. For her to lose that would be a terrible shame. So she met Ennio and they got engaged, they became married, and because of the way he behaved and treated her, her family took against him, especially her brother Aldous, and because of that, Colette really pulled away, and she stopped speaking to pretty much her whole family. She went to live with Ennio in San Myshuno with his sister, his younger sister, who also shared that apartment. Her name was Stella, and she was awful, just not a nice person at all. And she really didn't like Colette. They fought a lot. Ennio was also very unkind to her, and she didn't enjoy herself. He made her feel very bad about her body. She lost a lot of weight, started dressing strangely, as in not fitting with the character we all know and love. She changed her hair. She was unrecognisable, really. And they had a baby. They had a baby called Remy. And around that time, Colette also found out that Ennio was cheating on her, which she wasn't happy about. And so she assessed her life. She assessed where she had found herself, and she didn't like it. And so she left. And she took her son back to Willow Creek, apologised profusely to her brother, his family, including his son Zeke, who she's still very close to this day, and she made amends and she moved back to Willow Creek. And things were tough with Remy. He was a very stressed child, I think, because, he'd grown up around all of this unpleasantness with his mum and his dad and his aunt. And it made his life difficult. He found it hard to fit in. And that was hard for Colette. When she had moved back to Willow Creek, her brother had just had another baby, who was Evelyn. And Evelyn was super lovely, adorable. Colette was very close to her, and at times closer than she was to her own son. But slowly, things got better. She found herself again, and to help with that, someone who did help with that rather, was a man named Micah. Here he is. He's a little younger than her, but they're both elders now. He was a tenant of a family friend, Shoshana Drew, and he and Colette met when Colette wanted to go and speak to Clotilde, her second cousin, her cousin's daughter. She was like, let's go out, but she went there, and Micah was there, and they met, and they instantly had incredible chemistry, and I mean, he's super handsome. Even as an elder, he just is hot and dresses really well. and they started to see each other. Remy found it very difficult, but they pushed through. Um, and he helped Colette really become happy again and find herself, or find the self that she used to be. Relocate that person. And he also helped her realize that it was time she divorced Ennio, because that was something that neither of them had pushed forward on, even though Ennio was in a relationship with the woman he cheated on Colette with. So Micah and Colette, they went to Ennio's apartment, and she went to speak to him, and while Micah was waiting, he saw Stella there with two little babies who looked a lot like him, and he realised that he had slept with her at one point, had a one-night stand, and clearly something had come of that. Colette found this out. It was impossible to hide, and she was really broken-hearted. She couldn't believe the man she loved was going to be forever tied to the family that had caused her so much grief. And she didn't want that. She couldn't stand the thought of Stella and Ennio being part of her life forever. She was going to divorce Ennio, and he wanted really nothing to do with Remy, so as far as she was concerned, that was for the best. But now her new partner, it turned out, had children with her ex-husband's sister. So they broke up, and then Colette found out that she was pregnant. She told Micah they agreed to co-parent, but she couldn't handle getting back together again. It was just something she didn't feel comfortable doing. And he respected that. Eventually, Colette gave birth to their daughter, who was this lovely lady, Maggie. Oh, she's so pretty. I love her. She's so beautiful and just unusual looking, and she looks like both her parents so much, and oh, I'm so happy with how she turned out. She's just such a wonderful sim. I want to be her friend, I really do. Colette realised she needed help. She couldn't do it alone. Maggie also has some great outfits, by the way, which I'll show you. Colette realised she couldn't do it all alone, so she asked Micah to come and live with her, and he did. He came to live with her, and of course, eventually, they fell back in love. Not that they ever fell out of love, but they got back together. He never really had a relationship with his children, the twins, with Stella. She kept them from him. She married a super rich man, changed their name to his name, and she didn't want him to be their father. She didn't want Micah to be their father, so that kind of solved that problem before it had even really begun. But it was sad for Micah. He's now reconciled with the son. The daughter doesn't want anything to do with him. And the son has found himself quite integrated within the Hendrickson Berkeley family, which is nice. As I said, he and Maggie are going to move in together soon. They then had another baby, Colette and Micah, who was Orson, who's super cute as well, just adorable, short teens mod, making him a little small, thankfully, because that really improves the whole experience of having teenagers in the game. A couple of his outfits. He loves a baggy outfit. He really does. He's quite stylish. He's a dance machine and a loner. He is a sweet boy. Haven't fully figured out who he is yet, but he's a teenager, so he doesn't know either. What are you going to do? We've all been there. But he is really fun to dress. I know that much. Let's go back to Our Lady of the moment, Queen Colette. And so that's really where she is right now. She's been through a lot. You know, she lost her parents actually when she was a teenager. That was really, really awful for her. And that kind of was one of the factors in her relationship with Ennio. She just wanted some stability. She wanted something that she could hold on to and that was hers and that she could control. Turned out she couldn't control him at all, and he was really controlling of her. But a tale as old as time, really, isn't it? What else do we need to know about Colette? Who's she close to right now? She is very close to Evelyn, her niece. She's also very close to Zeke, her nephew. And she's very close to Zeke's wife, Sydney. Unknown trait, unknown trait. See, I've clearly got to get them to talk a bit more. Because I'm just like, you two should be friends, so let's make you friends. But no, I want them to be deep friends that know each other on so many levels. She's actually very close to Jamie. I suppose he lives across the road from her, so she should be. But she's actually, I believe she has, everyone loves her. She's mother of us all. Thankfully, her and Remy have now had a really great few years, especially since Remy's partner left him. And he's looked to his mum for help with her grandchild, who is Bobby. And they've become really close again, and there is Bobby. Love that girl. She's super close to Will Mouse, who is her great nephew, which is amazing. I love it when they have great relatives in game, as well as Lola Peach. Ophelia, one of the triplets. Cora. Angelica, she knows a bit less, but that's believable because Angelica lives in Brindleton Bay. So I think that brings us up to date with Colette. She's nearing the end, really, of her life. I have actually pulled back her age a few times because it just always goes too fast, and I really love her. And it'll be a really sad day when she goes, but that is the game. That's how the game goes. That's how I want it to go. It's been great to have her around, but her passing on will usher in a new era of the game, as is the nature of how I play. And it's fine. And also it's fine that it'll be sad, because it means that it shows that she really has been a wonderful sim to play with. She's going to play some chess now. So, as Colette plays some chess by herself, which is something Sims are very good at apparently. I can't figure out how you do that. Let's say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been informative and fun and entertaining. There's a lot more where this came from. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see me focus on next. I'm thinking maybe the triplets. I can do a video about those three, although there's been quite a lot of drama there, so that might have to be multiple videos, but we can try. I'm less inclined to do videos on deceased Sims, because that, I don't really know what I do on the screen while I do. I could do some a slideshow or something, some pictures, but I think this is better, to do some in-game and some chatting. Thank you so much for watching again. I'm sure I just said that, but I can never say it enough. I really appreciate everything, every like, every comment, every subscription, every suggestion. Find me on Twitter at SimmingNate. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.